Hi, welcome to this walkthrough of short exercise 10-18. As I said in class, this exercise has a big table, a lot of numbers. It's not particularly hard, but it's a lot of writing, so that's why I'm going to record this one. So what you see on the screen is the table provided in the homework problem. This is actually a statement of stockholders' equity for a year. What you see on this slide are all the questions that we need to answer with respect to that statement. So there's not a lot of calculations here. It's basically picking the items off the statement. So we're going to get started. For requirement 1, it says, how much cash did the issuance of common stock bring in during 2014? Well, you can see on the screen I've circled the two numbers. The row in the statement that says issuance of stock, we pick out the common stock column and the additional paid-in capital. So the par value goes in the common stock column, and anything above par value goes in the additional paid-in capital column. So the answer for this one is those two numbers added together, the $320,000 plus the $1,190,000, or $1,510,000. In the next question, it says, question 2, what was the effect of the stock dividends on Osborne's retained earnings? Well, stock dividends decrease retained earnings. We see that because we see a 10% stock dividend in row 7, and a stock dividend there will reduce retained earnings. The $104,000, it's a negative, so we know it decreased retained earnings. We also are asked what was the effect of that stock dividend, so row 7, on Osborne's total paid-in capital. Well, we see there the total paid-in capital is common stock plus additional paid-in capital. So we would add the $42,000 and the $62,000. So it would have increased total paid-in capital, and we know that because they're being added in there. We're also asked, what is the effect on total stockholders' equity? There is no overall effect on total stockholders' equity. If we go across to column G for row 7, stock dividends 10%, we see the total stockholders' equity account is 0. So the answer there is 0. And then finally, requirement 2, the last question is, what is the total effect on total assets? There is no effect on a stock dividend on total assets. So the answer would be 0, or no effect. Requirement 3 asks us, what was the cost of the treasury stock that Osborne purchased during 2014? Well, we look at the row 8, purchase of treasury stock, we see $13,000. What was the cost of that stock? It tells us $13,000 from this statement. Next, we're asked the cost of treasury stock sold. So we go down to row 9, sale of treasury stock, $2,000. Next question for requirement 3, for how much did Osborne sell the treasury stock during 2014? Well, we look at the sale of treasury stock in row 9, and we see we had paid-in capital $10,000, treasury stock of $2,000, so those added together are $12,000. Requirement 4 asked us how much was Osborne's net income. We go back up to row 5 where it says net income. We go over into retained earnings and we see $76,000. We know it's net income and not net loss because it doesn't have brackets around it. For requirement 5, it tells us that Osborne revalued available for sale investments during the year, resulting in an unrealized gain of $9,000. It also consolidated a foreign subsidiary, resulting in a foreign currency translation gain of $10,000. So those two numbers are given to us, and it asks us how much was comprehensive income. This one you're going to have to trust me on. Let's just do this. Comprehensive income is going to be our net income, so I've circled that under the retained earnings column, row 5, $76,000, plus that gain of $9,000 we're given, plus the currency translation gain of $10,000, giving us comprehensive income of $95,000. And for the final question in requirement 5, how much should be added to Osborne's accumulated other comprehensive income? Well, that should be those two gains that we just talked about. The unrealized gain of 9,000 and the currency translation gain of 10,000 combined are 19,000 together. That is the addition to accumulated other comprehensive income. Those last two questions, this requirement 5 is pretty high level stuff, and if you just can do what I just showed you here, you are good to go. And that's it on short exercise 10-18.